favorite girl.
980 WCAP, Jack's Cafe, Jack Baldwin, Chris Poublon hitting all the buttons and making it all sound good. And it's time, as that song says, to bring in our trendy mommy, Annmarie Seldon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend. Are you staying nice and warm wherever you are? Boy, it's the wind today, I'll tell you.
It's the change of yesterday was, 55?
Yeah.
So it's just the shock of it all. I remember walking yesterday and having a cold breeze, then a warm breeze. It was very odd.
It was much different than walking this morning with Annie the Wonder Dog, where it was like a very chilly breeze early in the morning.
No, I try to limit. I think that's a good point. You have to limit the time that you send your kid. I know it was just a vacation period, but you really had to limit the time that you let your kids out of the house, as well as the dog, the pets.
Yeah, dogs. Well, dogs when they got to go though, Annmarie, they gotta go.
Yeah, but they go and they come back in quickly. It's too cold.
So you had a good holiday. Everything's nice over at the your house, and
it was
everybody's
great.
happy.
It was nice to have that time off for the kids, and we took a break from all the sports activities as well. Some of the sports were still happening, but I think it was kind of like an optional week for some.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have that. Some of the kids in the surrounding communities had an extra 2 days off with the snow day.
Right. I know they did here in the city, which was kind of cool. Note to self: I'm going to start taking those weeks off because a
lot of people do. I have to say, work-wise, it was a little slow.
Nothing's going on. Nothing gets accomplished during that time.
You're right. Nothing really gets.
And of course, yesterday, according to I forget who the survey was I saw, was voted the most depressing day of the year. Because everybody,
see that.
for the most part, people coming back off of the holiday break, kids back in school. You realize you spent way too much money on gifts that you weren't going to do. You're in debt.
You ate way too much.
You ate way too much.
Back to reality. You have to get to the gym.
Trying to keep some of those resolutions that you're never going to keep. But that's why I'm glad we're here today. So, today we want to talk, and it doesn't take long, especially if you get, little ones or younger ones, for them to get out of routine. And, I know we've talked about this on the show, and Chris knows this as well. Mornings, for them to work on any level, there's got to be a certain routine to it.
And it is tough. I kind of went back on what I tell people all the time when it's, when they come back from a break, make sure the few days before kind of get them going to bed a little bit earlier. And we're trying that. We're still struggling because this is the first time I think my kids actually slept very late this break. They're usually, they're at that kind of odd age. They're 9 and 12 where they still, the 12-year-old, a lot of 12-year-olds tend to sleep a little bit later. My kids still get up very early, 7:30 still. This is the only break where they slept till 9.
Oh, they did? They slept in?
They did. They slept in. I think it was just a kind of like a relief of, okay, we don't really have a lot of activities. We didn't have things early in the morning to go to. So they kind of, and plus they were staying up late almost every single night. Almost every single night they were staying up late.
Well, that's what holidays are about.
It's holidays, yes. Yeah. It's the holidays, family together time and all of that. But especially for my younger one, she's been having a hard time getting up.
Mm. Do you do, now, are you the alarm clock? You got to go in and shake them, or do they rely on their own alarm clocks?
Usually the kids are the alarm clock. I really don't need an alarm clock. The kids just naturally wake up. But what I've been noticing with the last, few days or so, I've been, I'll look at my alarm clock. I'll naturally wake up at like 7:30, and I'll look and I'll say, I'll sleep a little bit longer. Yeah. And then, boom, I'll look and then it's 8 o'clock. So I think I start to implement that true alarm clock.
Yeah, Annie the Wonder Dog is my alarm clock. She is like clockwork. Gotta go.
Yeah, and my dog just waits till we all get up and doesn't say a word.
Wow, that's a cool dog.
It is cool.
That's a cool dog. Yeah. So maybe some hints to get back into, the whole routine.
Yeah, just and the whole homework. Back to homework with last night, and you just got to do it. You just got to get into it. You got to try, and now I'm going to start implementing. We're starting an hour before we're supposed to, because what happens is if you don't start ahead of time, like say you want them in bed by 8:30, if you don't start talking to them about it by 7:45. You can better believe it's not going to happen. So start, the whole process over again of getting them back into making sure their bags are packed, making sure whatever snacks you can pack or whatever items you can put in the lunch pail, get that ready.
That's a good idea. Yeah, definitely, you got to be prepared.
You do. And, this week it's back to the whole play practice, swim practice, gymnastics practice. And it's, first day, yesterday was, I'm tired. I'm really tired. But still, when it came time for bedtime, no matter how tired they were, it still was that extra, giving you a little extra hard time by getting back into bed. So it's definitely tough.
There you go. So being prepared is the key to that.
I think absolutely, being prepared. And, they were so into their electronics this break that maybe putting the electronics away well ahead of time and giving them that downtime to kind of come off of the electronics and, they're like mini adults. I just need to check my phone one more time. No, you don't.
That's good information.
And I'm sure a lot of kids maybe received that electronic item for a holiday gift, maybe the Xbox or another type
Nintendo
of gadget
DS.
they can't put down.
Yes, Nintendo DS. It's sucking their brains out right now.
Right into the
it
TV.
Really is. And now's the time to kind of make that switch of maybe lessening the time that they spend with the electronics. Because they do come home and they want to either veg out in front of the TV or grab that electronic item where you're like, no, we have to be somewhere at 4:30. We have to be here at 5:30. So it's definitely kind of easing back up.
Any hot websites? Any hot trends? I know it's right after the New Year and the first of the year. Have you seen anything you like or anything new?
I kind of took a little bit of a break.
That's good.
Now I'm trying to get back into the routine of the holiday season where I went. A friend of mine used to joke that with another one of her neighbors, every time there was a new holiday, they would know it because they have a little flag outside, and they would change the little flag stand to whatever holiday. So now I'm into the Valentine's Day.
Oh boy! All right,
rush. I don't know if you visited any retailer right after the holiday season. All the Christmas decorations and Hanukkah items were 50 to 75% off to make way for the Valentine's Day, the St. Patrick's Day items. I haven't seen any Easter items yet.
Not quite yet. Hey, have you seen any really killer sales though out there yet? Is there anything?
It was amazing. If you can still find it, the day after Christmas, it was 50% off on the holiday items.
Wow.
And then if you wait a week after New Year's, if you go online or if you go to any of the retailers, if there's still items left, some of those items are 75% off.
Well, there you go.
A lot of moms start ahead of time, and they actually get their Christmas cards, the wrapping paper
for next year.
Next year, yeah.
Those are the
and
people.
Some holiday. I think I'm too late, but I would love to get a artificial tree. But I might be too late on that bandwagon. I think that's
you may still
an item
find
you
one
have
out
to
there.
get right after.
All right, Annmarie, if people want to find out what you're up to or communicate with you, what's the best way to do it?
It's trendymommies.com, or they can follow me on Twitter at trendymommies.
All right, Annmarie. Talk to you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, have a good one. Get back in that regime.
I know.
Get back in that routine. All right. Annmarie Seldon.